it. Insure Africa are happy to cover the cost of that repair for you. Okay. And again, as usual, we said it before with Motormedic, just take care of your car. Take reasonable steps to take care of your car. If you're drunk and racing on Friday nights at the local drag racing and you smash up your car, they're not going to come and fix it. Okay? So make sure you just take reasonable care in maintaining your vehicle and you know, continue to have a look at the document for the process to get to use the service. Okay? So in the document, you'll see the 7 services that are offered, and each one says, do this if you wish to use this service. Dial this number, email this number, whatever. We have actually built into our app, I'll show you a little bit later, dial buttons. Hopefully it's out this morning, I can show you, I'll have a look. The dial buttons at the top, and you could just dial for dents and scratches or dial for the guru straight out of your app for most of these things. Okay? Alrighty, so the second, that's your first benefit. Your second benefit is your road accident fund. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. As I said to you, with road accident funds, the actual process of claiming can be very, very complex and take a long time. They do all of that for you. From start to finish, they're going to take your hand and work you through it. Now, naturally, if you have to pay to get a medical report, you're going to have to pay to get the medical report. But they will make sure that you get the right medical report. They'll be able to ensure that you've had it filled out correctly. It is wonderful to have somebody that's been through the process 100 times to go, no, don't say that, say this. Don't fill that block out, fill this block out. Wonderful to have that, and they will be there to assist you the whole way through that process. So here's what they're going to do for you. If you need to get any accident reconstruction done, they'll get it done for you. So sometimes you've had an accident and the courts and the RAF fund want to see how the accident occurred. They want diagrams. They want the maths involved. I know with comprehensive motor insurance, they'll often use accident reconstruction specialists to calculate the speeds people were traveling at, etc. They'll organize that for you. They'll give you full legal representation at the RAF, so they'll sit with you. They'll be in the room with you. They'll help you get the claim through. They've got actuarial reports. They'll get that sorted out for you. And they will assist you with your medical reports and legal reports, as I said, making sure you get the right ones from the hospital and the doctors and other legal experts if you need. They will also work out for you your lost earnings. Often in the case of bad accidents, people can't work anymore. They're disabled. In fact, we had a lady down at Primary and Direct who's, I say a lady, she was actually, I grew up with her, and she used to work with us. She was a quadriplegic as a result of an accident on the highway, and she claimed from the Road Accident Fund, and they were effectively paying her for the rest of her life an amount, an annuity every month because of what had happened. So they'll calculate that loss of earnings for you, and they will calculate what's going to cost you for any support you need. Sometimes, like her, she now needed a full-time carer, push her around in the wheelchair, all of that. There's a cost involved in it. They're going to work all of that out for you, and they'll do all the admin work for you. They'll help you fill the forms out. You know, they will do the work in getting this claim through the accident fund for you. Things that you can claim on. I was really surprised. People don't know what they can claim on in the Road Accident Fund. People are like, what, the RAF? I never use that. I don't. You don't actually realize when you have an accident, you can actually charge the fund your emergency medical expenses. If they had to bring out an ambulance and paramedics and you had to pay for that, you can claim that back from the RAF fund. Non-emergency medical expenses, the expenses afterwards when they had stabilized you and you had to go to physios and doctors and get medication and all of that, you can claim that from the RAF fund. This is what they'll help you do. Any accommodation costs in the hospital or the clinic or nursing homes. Sometimes maybe you were in ICU and then they moved you to high care, then they moved you to a clinic and then later on to a rehab center. All of those costs you can claim from the RAF fund. Loss of income in the event of disability, loss of support for dependents. If you die in the fund, the dependent can claim against the RAF fund. I lost my dad. He was paying for my food and my shelter and my education. You can claim against it. They will help calculate those costs for you and get them through. And then all your general damages, body injury that leads to pain and suffering and or disfigurement, funeral costs that you had to pay for the burying of somebody, the RAF fund, you can claim it, and they will help you go and claim against the RAF fund. You've got this like a team now that are on your side to help you with any sort of accident claims. So really interesting. I mean, you know, for instance, Anna, who works for us in client service, she got run over about a year and a half ago. She was walking home one night after working here, and a lady just drove her over. It was the most incredible story. She said, I walked up to the pedestrian, stopped, the lady was parked there, and the lady said, no, come. So she walked, and the lady drove her over. Yeah, only in South Africa. So she was down 6 months, you know. Absolutely incredible, in town. In town, absolutely incredible. So she broke her ankle, and she was off work with a broken ankle, 2 surgeries. You know, really and truly, all of that can be claimed against the Road Accident Fund. But to do it is complicated. Now you don't have to worry. You've got the team to do it. There's a dial button in your app. Dial button in your app, okay? Limitation responsibilities, again, this is that minor stuff. Go and read through it, like, you know, you can't be drunk, you can't be shooting the police, you can't, you know, that normal stuff. They're not going to help you with that. Go read through it in the documentation for you. All right. Number 3, potholes. Let's talk back retrospectively.